We're investigating the murder of an 18-year-old girl who's found in a crawl space of a house, strangled to death. The family in this house claim they don't even know who this person is. And all of a sudden, they know who it is.
Amy Vandenhoff.
People lie for a reason, and Cindy's been lying.
Candace suspects it's all to protect the one Harris family member not present, their 19-year-old son.
What's your son's name?
Marvin Evans.
According to Cindy, Marvin is a college freshman, a straight-A student with a big heart and big dreams.
Marvin Evans was the star quarterback at his high school, went to Colorado State University to study sports medicine with the idea of then going to med school.
Very well thought of by everybody that knows him.
What's Marvin's connection to Amy?
He's her ex-boyfriend, but they're done. They broke up months ago. Somebody else did this.
Maybe somebody else did, but we need a starting place, and for right now, Marvin will do nicely.
Where's Marvin at?
That's enough. I don't think I should talk to you anymore without my lawyer.
My girls don't want to talk to you. My husband doesn't want to talk to you.
Get them all out of them with separate police cars.
Yes, sir.
And get a search warrant ASAP.
Yes, sir. Come with me.
Now the focus moves to Amy's household.
Across town, the Vandenhoff family is all at home. Amy's mother, Mary, her sister, Karen, and younger brother, Chris. Kenda confirms that Amy and Marvin were romantically involved.
Tell me about the relationship between Marvin and your sister.
They started off really happy. They seemed really in love.
He seemed to be very charismatic, willing to make her feel like a queen.
But as this relationship progresses, things begin to change.
In this case, where the detectives realize they got things completely backwards, and their main suspect ends up revealing the shocking truth in the hunt for a missing girl.
Do you suspect Sam in any of this?
The guy that, was interested in her, and, some other guys that were interested in her, but they found out she had a boyfriend, they're friends now. I really couldn't see him.
One afternoon in April 2006, 17-year-old Ashley left her home in Illinois with her boyfriend for an interview and a basketball game, saying she'd be back before 10:30. Ashley didn't return that night. Her terrified parents called the police, who found her boyfriend's vehicle abandoned with 2 outfits, one for the interview and one for the game. Adding up all the evidence, her boyfriend Jeremy was now the prime suspect and was taken in for questioning.
Has she been through any kind of trouble or trying times recently or anything like that?
Not recently. A while back, we had an abortion, though. And
how long was that?
Probably December.
Okay.
No, it was a little bit before December.
How did she take that?
She was all right. I mean, it wasn't like horrible, like a bout of depression or anything. She's fine. She's a lot better now.
Yeah. How often do you see her?
Once a day, usually, and then on Tuesday nights we don't see each other because I got a designated party night with my buddies. So other than that, it's usually once a day.
Once a day. So, I mean, you guys are pretty serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Been going out for how long now?
Almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in July.
Okay. What if somebody came up and said that that she had some marijuana in her room?
I'd be real surprised.
Okay.
I'd be real, because she tells me everything.
What about possibly owing somebody in Cahokia some money for drugs? What about that?
I'd be really surprised.
Do you know the name Mike? That name's not familiar?
No.
Maybe that's not familiar.
A name comes up during the questioning that Jeremy has never heard before, and his reaction to hearing the new name is noticeable. This would be one of many men in Ashley's life that he doesn't know about, but there's one that remains familiar to Jeremy. 27-year-old Sam.
Do you suspect anything between Sam and Ashley?
No. I couldn't see it. I mean, I trust them both too much. I mean, I trust her so much more than him, because it's my girlfriend.
Naturally, the girls were in shock after finding their mother's body.
Mama, mommy. Mama. Gotta be strong, Jay. Like, catch murder who did it. No, strong. The man talk. He said it's time right now. We gotta be strong so they can catch the person who did it. Come on, Grandma. Oh, Mama.
After a while, investigators were finally able to ask the twins the key question. Did they have any idea who would want to kill their mother?
Does Did your mom have any other friends or anybody else that come over that you know of?
She talked to a lot of men.
This possibility made a lot of sense to detectives. The evidence at the scene of the murder indicated Nikki endured a brutal attack.
The stabber was just stabbing repeatedly in one area, would indicate that this is a crime of passion.
The key man in Nikki's life was Robert Head, her boyfriend and owner of the house where the family lived, the house where the murder took place.
Robert being her live-in boyfriend, of course we wanted to speak to him and find out where he was or what was going on. Come to find out later on, pretty quickly, that Nikki and Robert kind of had an understanding in their relationship.
That understanding was that both partners were free to see other people.
Robert was smart enough. He knew that Nikki was young, much younger, and that she was still wanting to go out and do stuff that young people do, go to clubs and that sort of stuff. He wasn't interested in it.
Robert, a long-haul truck driver, was away from home for days at a time.
He didn't really care what she did when he was gone. He just wanted her there. Just when he was home, he wanted her there, and she obliged that.
GPS satellites were able to track down Robert's whereabouts for the time of the murder.
We got in touch with his trucking company, and they had GPS on their trucks, and we were able to follow the route and use his phone to give us times of where he was. And he was out west and had not come back since he had left. So we had cleared Robert as being suspect.
Dear Mr. Kananki, I've never met you, and I never had the honor of meeting your daughter, but I've thought about her every single day since I learned her name, Sudiksha. It stays with me, not just as a name, but as a weight. I am also a daughter. I know what it's like to be fiercely loved and protected by a father who always makes sure I get home safe. A father who worries too much, texts too often, waits up even when he says he won't. A father who taught me to be strong, but still treats me like I'm fragile. Who would give anything to keep me safe in a world that is not always kind to girls like me? So when I think about what happened to your daughter, about how quickly everything changed, about the silence that followed, I don't just feel sadness. I feel rage. I feel helplessness. I feel shame for a world that let her down and for the way some people have tried to move on as if nothing happened. She was your child, your bright, kind, driven daughter. She had dreams, she had discipline, she had a future, and all of it was taken from her and from you without explanation, without justice, without the truth. I don't know how you've survived this, but I know you've done it with grace, with courage, and with the kind of love only a father can carry. Love that doesn't stop, even when the world goes quiet. And I just want you to know, from one daughter to another daughter's father, we see you, we hear you, we are standing with you. We are still asking the questions that need to be asked. And we won't stop saying her name. Sudiksha deserved better, and so do you. With all my heart, a daughter, a witness, and someone who refuses to look away.
Earlier, I spoke to a former FBI agent who tells me he does not believe that Kananki drowned.
The body probably would have been recovered by now if she had drowned in that immediate area. She would have drowned very close.
One of the biggest cold cases solved in 2023
This CCTV footage shows this woman's last moments before she was brutally murdered by this man, only moments later. Hi, I'm Meg. I talk about true crime. Let's get into this case. Grace Millane was only 22 and she had just graduated from the University of Lincoln. She was really excited about what was next to come. She had spent years saving up for a backpacking trip, and it was finally time for her to go. First, she went to South America for around 6 weeks. And according to her family, she was bombarding them with updates and pictures. She was a family girl. In November of 2018, she arrived in New Zealand. She was doing the whole solo travel thing, so she was on her own. Over a week later, she made her way to Auckland, where she checked into a hostel. Overall, she seemed to have been having a great time. December 1st, 2018, only a day before her birthday, she leaves the hostel at 6 p.m. to meet up with a guy from Tinder. This Tinder date's name was Jesse and he was 26 years old. You can see them meeting here in the CCTV footage and heading over to a restaurant/bar. Grace was being safe and she was texting her friend during the entire date, telling her that they were really compatible and that was going well. Jesse was apparently living in a hotel at the time, and around 9:30 they decided to head there. And these are Grace's last moments seen alive. The footage that comes after this is insane. December 2nd, aka the next day, was Grace's birthday, so her loved ones from England just started sending her loads of texts. Happy birthday, they were trying to call her. She wasn't responding, which was extremely out of character for her. Now, let me show you what Jesse was doing on the 2nd of December. Here's Jesse leaving the hotel. Here's Jesse up in that corner, buying a suitcase, returning it to the hotel, buying cleaning supplies, and lifting these suitcases back into the elevator and into a rental car that he bought that day. That same day, he even bought carpet cleaner, like a whole machine that cleans carpets, and told the hotel it was because he spilled some red wine on the floor. Safe to say he's looking a bit suspicious. By December 5th, Grace's family had not heard back from her yet. At this point, they had a really bad feeling, and so they called the Auckland police to let them know that she was missing. So they filed the missing persons report, and the Auckland police started digging. The police did an amazing job in this case. Go to part 2 to see what happened next because it's insane.